Okay. Okay. So see here, input, okay, is another function. So we have talked about print, right? And we say the print functions means they have a predefined meaning, predefined, okay, meaning or predefined way of doing things, right? So print is used to display on the screen. Okay. So whatever you have, it will give you, it will show you on the screen, right? Input is kind of reverse of print. It takes input from the screen, from the user. If you want to provide a specific value, see, when I say high equal to 10, the high will be 10 forever, right? Unless until you have access to the program, you can't change it, right? For a user, it always be 10. So it makes sense when you are using some constant, like say a pi value, right? Or say acceleration due to gravity, right? So these are constant, okay? And we have multiple constants, there's many constants. So when you're using constant, it is, the value will never, pi value is not going to change anytime, right? So it makes sense to use that value, but other values will change, right? If you want to create an application to read or for say for air ticketing, right? The name, age, phone number, from and to destination, all those things will change, right? So you can't give that a fixed value in the program. So we need to make it more intuitive. That means you want user to provide those values, right? So input is a function that provides input to the machine from the user. So I just said when I run it, it is waiting for me to enter value. Okay, so I enter y and it executed. Now when we run it, it was just waiting. Okay, now okay, here you have written the program, so you know what to enter, right? But let's say if somebody is using your program, okay, they may not know what to enter there. And even if you have multiple values to enter, name, a phone number, email ID, so is it for
sir,
name? Yes.
There it's displaying hello world hi, no sir. It should display y na.
Why should it display y?
Because hi is taking input y, no sir.
Which line?
The second line, when the program is executed.
No. In the code you tell me.
Yeah.
What is the value of total? I'm printing hello world total. Am I printing hello world high?
Hello world total, right? Total is high.
Total is high. That's why it's printing high.
Okay, but high is taking. Okay. Here it is in strings, so it is printing as it is.
Yes, it's the value, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. It's the value.
If it is not placed in strings, y will be printed there.
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
So yes. So when it is waiting for you to enter a value, you don't know what to enter.
Yes.
So it's always best practice is to give a text inside input. Okay. We give a text inside input. Okay. Like enter your name. Now when I run it, okay, it's telling me enter your name, right? So I know, oh, okay, I need to enter my name here, right? So input takes only one value. Okay, input can take either 0 parameter or 1. Okay, 1. If you're providing, it's always better to provide, one value inside, so that when you run it, that we call it as prompt. Okay, so this is displayed on the screen, so you know what to enter there. Okay, it's a helpful text. So enter your name. Now, see, enter your name, right? I can say, text, or I can even say number, right? So we're going to talk about the different types of data. Okay, we need to know different types of data, because by knowing the type of data only, we'll know what kind of operation we can perform on it, right? For example, bad example, but it makes sense. Sometimes I'll give you bad example so that it's easy for you to understand. If I give you an apple and I ask you to use the apple to, so I was saying that no, because because based on the data we know what we can perform on it, right? The data type is very important. For example, if you take a number, right? So number, we can perform mathematical operation, plus, minus, into, division, right? But we cannot perform such operation on text data. Text has its own set of operations that we can perform. Okay, so in Python, everything is treated as class. Okay, so when you say class, class has its own set of meaning. When I say integer, integer has its own set of meaning. When I say string, it has its own set of meaning, and we'll learn about all the other data types as well slowly one by one. Okay. Okay. So coming back to the different types of data. Okay, we have number and text that we have seen so far.
1 second.
Yes.
In the first line, actually high is equals to input of enter your name. We are running that, right? If we remove that high equals to and directly give the command while programming, like start from the beginning itself, input, enter your name, then also it will run the same.
No, I didn't get. You want to delete high equal to?
Yeah.
Okay. So what does high equal to means? High equal to means put the value into high, right? So input your name. If you say, you will get the input, but that value is not going to high. You will not be able to catch. Okay, it's like if you're a shopkeeper, I'll tell you, give me an apple, and I don't have a bag or cover to carry. You'll give me, but I won't be able to catch it, isn't it? But if I want to catch, if I want to take home, I have to say bag, put the apple in the bag, right? So high is like storing the value. If you do not say high equal to, how will you store a value? How can I carry that apple home? I can't, right? I need something to carry the apple home, isn't it? Yes. Okay. So it's important to know the data types. Okay. So here, okay, in Python, we have data like number. Okay. So number is of two types: integer, and we write as int, and float, small. Okay. Float, okay, is written as float only. Integer, okay, will have minus infinity to plus infinity, okay, any number, right, without decimal part. This is what we learn in mathematics as well, right? Maths also will say integer values. Integer values means your minus and plus number. Okay, so in mathematics you have natural number, whole numbers. Natural number means starts from +1 and goes on till infinity. Whole number means it starts from 0 and goes up to infinity. So natural numbers is all positive number. Whole number is positive number plus 0, right? And integer means negative and positive. So -100, -99, -999, +999. All these things are your integer. Okay, minus and plus both type of values are accepted as integer, but they do not have decimal part to it. Okay, so integer example would be, as I said, -99, okay, or +67. Even 0 is also integer. Float is with decimal part. Okay, so example could be -5.5. Okay, it could be even 7.0. 0.0 is also decimal part, isn't it? So when you have a point, okay, it means it is a decimal part, so it becomes float type. Okay, so first data type we are seeing is integer. Second is float. Okay, and third, which we have seen so far, is string. String has text, right? Okay, it's a combination of text or number. You can put any character. Okay, number, text. But if you put number as a string, it will not be treated as number. It will not be treated as integer or float, but it will be treated as a text. Okay, so how do you define a number? I can say val1 equal to 5. It becomes integer. If I say val2 equal to 5.0, it becomes float. Val3 equal to, in quotation 5, it becomes string. To know this, we have a function called as type. Okay, type tells us the data type. the type that we are using. Okay, so if I say type of, okay, val1, it should give me integer. Okay, and if you want to display on the screen, we have to say print. Understand this. So when you say print of type of val1, it means I'm printing the type of val1. Okay, val1 is, okay, is integer in this case, right? Val1 is integer. So type of val1 will give integer, and I want to display that on the screen. So down here you will see class integer, class int. Okay, similarly, if you want to type, if you want to know the type of all the other values, you say print type of val2, and here you can say val3. Okay, when I'm typing, I told you yesterday, right? Don't type. Okay, just see what I'm doing. I'll give you time to copy and practice. Okay, so don't worry about it. For now, just watch what I'm doing. Okay, so here I give whatever, and here you see get class int, class float, class str. So type function is used to know the type of the data. One more thing you have to remember. You can have multiple functions. You can have functions inside a function. So type is a function, and I have type inside print function. So when you have multiple functions, you can have 3, 4 layers as well, or 8, 10 layers as well. In such case, what happens? First, your innermost, okay, first innermost function is called, then the second level, then the third level, then the fourth level, so on. Okay, so here I have two functions, print and type. The innermost is type. So first innermost is called. Okay, the first innermost is called, and innermost, after innermost is called, then the outer, I mean here we have only two, right? So innermost and outermost, but you can have outer, 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 and finally the outermost will be called. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. So so you can use multiple functions. Now we know 3 functions, right? Print, input, and type. Okay. There's one more data type. We call it as Boolean. Okay. So now see here, 5 without decimal is integer. 5 with decimal becomes float, and 5 in quotation, right? Quotation you can put anything, right? This is a text. Fourth type of variable is called Boolean. It will accept only true or false values. Okay, so if I put this in the text quotation, it becomes string. But if I don't put quotation, if I put T capital and RU small, it is of type Boolean. Okay, so val4 equal to true or val4 equal to false is a Boolean value. Okay, and since it's case sensitive, right? So this is how we write: first letter capital and rest small. F capital, ALSE small, or T capital, RUE small. Okay, so if you want to know the type of this is to represent yes or no, isn't it? 4. It's called Boolean. Okay, there are 5 basic data types. The 5th one we are not going to use, but yeah, good to know. Okay, since we are working, so we can, it's good to know. It's called complex. Okay, and complex is nothing but the square root of -1, what we call in mathematics. If you don't know, that's fine, because anyway we are not going to use, not useful for us. Is when you do advanced mathematical kind of operation, physics operation, then you need to know that. Okay, so I can represent val5 equal to say 6j. Okay, in Python, j is represented as complex. In mathematics we write I. Okay, 6i we write, but in Python we write 6j. Okay, now if I have to print the type, Okay, type of 5. This will be complex. Okay, so these are 5 basic data types. Okay, let's do one last operation on complex and we will end this our complex discussion. So if I say val6 equal to 6j into 6j, what do you think I'll get the answer as?
We get the answer as -36.
It will be -36, yes. So print val6 and I'm going to say print type of val6. Yes, because j square is -1, so 6 into 6 is 36, j square 36 is number 36, j square is -36. But okay, since it's a complex, the output will also be a complex. -36 is an integer value, isn't it? But it will give us a complex number. So what is the value of complex part? 0.
So it would be 36j squared.
No, 36 is 36 minus 36 is the actual value, right? J square is -1. But
Yeah.
okay, it will add 0 into j. 0 into j is 0 only. But since it is a complex value, output is also going to be complex. To make this integer value into complex, we say plus 0j. Okay, and the output of value 6 is also a complex, not an integer. Okay, and that's it. Okay, we will not talk about complex, but other 4 are very important. Like every day, we'll talk about these things. Okay, so what are the 5 basic data types in Python?
Integer, float, string, complex, boolean, and then complex.
Correct. Okay, these are the 4 data types. Okay, so okay, so when I say type, see, when I say val1 equal to 5, okay, by looking at the way we have put it, Python knows that, okay, I want to declare an integer value, right? But all this while I'm talking about input, okay, high equal to input. Now, how will Python know what value you're trying to input? See, when you're filling up a form, online form, or you're booking an air ticket or something, you don't put your name in string, okay? Because as a user, we don't want to do anything. You want name, I'll enter name in text. Now, should it be single quote, double quote, inverted comma, all those things? Why should user be worried? See, when I know in Python I can do single quote, double quote, then I'll enter single quote, double quote. But in other language, it could be something different, right? Then, like for Java, it has to be double quote. You can't put single quote. Single quote is only for one character. So we users should not worry about, right? Oh, this is Java, so I need to enter double quote. Oh no, this is R, I need to enter single quote. I mean, why should they know your programming, right? Language that you have used in the backend. So when I'm entering Saurabh or my name, you saw that I did not enter any quotation, because quotation is specific to the programming language, basically, right? So how will Python know that, okay, I'm trying to enter a string value here? What do you think? So Python doesn't need to know. Python assumes, okay? Python assumes that you're going to enter a string value, okay? Input always takes, okay, input as string. It will not take number, float, or boolean, because if you are trying to enter boolean also, it can be read as string. If you're trying to enter integer also, it will be read as string. And string, of course, is string. Okay. So let's say if you talk about integer, and then if you enter float or boolean, it should throw error. It will throw error, right? So we don't want to do that. Of course, in Java, C++, .NET, that is the case. You have to define integer a, and then you say a equal to, and if it is not integer, it gives error. But not Python. Python, you can accept any value. Later, you decide whether you want to use it as a string or integer, right? So we have a function, okay? We have a function called as string. So a string function will convert into string. Integer function will convert into integer. Float will convert into float. Bool will convert into bool. So all these things, okay, what you see here, it has equivalent function also. It has equivalent function also. So we call it as explicit conversion. Okay, if you want to convert a data type, okay, from one type to another, okay, we call it as explicit conversion. Now, if you see this example, when I say 6j into 6j, okay, though the output is integer value, to make it, okay, to make it complex, it added 0 to 0. So when you work with complex numbers, your output has to be complex numbers. Okay, this is called implicit conversion. Implicit means Python will do it. So even though 36 is an integer, but it converted 36 into a complex number by adding 0j, right? It became a complex value. So Python is doing it by itself. It's called implicit conversion, implicit, automatically, okay, by Python. Now, when I say input equal to enter your name, Python is implicitly converting into string, okay? Implicit conversion, implicit, but automatically it converts into string. I didn't have to do anything. But I don't want to be string, I want it to be integer. Then it says, okay, you call integer function and convert it into integer. Okay, so I'll just show you an example here. So I'll enter here print, I'll say original data type, and I'll say type of high. Okay, and now what I'll do is I'm going to explicitly convert. Okay, I'm going to explicitly convert. So I'm going to say high equal to int of high. High equal to int of high. And now say modify data type. Okay, so when you run it, okay, I enter, let's say 5. Okay, so when I say 5, initially it is string, original data type is string, because I said int of high. Okay, it converted into integer. This is called explicit conversion. We are forcing it. Explicit conversion. Now, when you run this, okay, and when I try to enter the Saurav cannot be converted into integer. It's a text. You cannot convert. So you get an exception, error, value error. Cannot convert, invalid literal for integer with base 10. Saurav is not base 10, right? So you get error. So, you know, by default, it reads at integer, and later you have to convert into other data type if you want it to be used at other data type, right? If you want age or other things, you can convert it later into integer. And before converting, you have to make sure that it has only numbers, nothing else. And we'll see later how to check that. Is it clear so far? We are doing explicit conversion. Everybody is silent?
So, sir, just a quick question.
Yes.
So you put in here original data,
Mm-hmm.
and then you said type high. So now for the type high, how does it know which one to select?
You always go line by line, no, Dhanit? That's what I told you. So if you're at line number 2, it will execute line number 1.
Okay.
See, okay, hold on. Okay. So in your hand, I give you an apple. Okay. Let's say I put apple in your hand and keep asking you, what's in your hand? What's in your hand? What's in your hand? What will you say?
Apple.
Apple, 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 right? Every time. Now
Yeah.
I take away apple from your hand. I put orange in your hand now.
Yeah.
Now if I say, what is your hand? What is your hand? What is your hand? What will your answer be?
Orange. Orange.
Right? The same here. Yeah. Here, high is input your name. So till I give you something else in your hand, till I assign some other value to high, it is the same value. Apple, 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 apple. Now here I'm saying hi equal to, I'm putting something else in your hand. So from now on, it's going to be orange, 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 orange. Still somebody again replaces orange with something else.
Okay.
Okay. So even
Okay.
let's say, I do this after 100 lines of code also, okay, till 99, it will have the old value. The moment you replaces the old value with new value, okay, now it will talk about new value.
Okay.
So old, when I do input, it is string. So till I convert it to something else, it will be string, 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 string only. Now when I convert into integer, it becomes an integer type. Make
Okay.
sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
And just so my other question was, so for can we start doing, like, can I write this code down right now?
Oh yeah. Okay.
Okay, and how would I run it? Because like if I go into my this PyCharm, I don't see your run thing. Like how you have
Right.
that, I
Okay.
don't see it.
So first thing, you have to create a project.
Yeah, I did
Okay.
that. I created Python project.
Correct. Okay.
And then
create it. Okay.
yeah.
Now, at the time of installation of Python, did you check that box? Add Python to my class path. Did you check it?
Add Python to my class path.
Yes, the first option I showed you yesterday the screen, right?
Yes,
That when you
sir.
install it, you have to check that box. Did you check it?
I don't think so.
You don't think so. That's why you don't see it. I told you, don't forget, do that. Okay. Now it is a little lengthy process. Can you please share your screen?
Yeah, I can share my screen.
Yes.
It says it's disabled participants screen sharing.
Okay, let me enable that. So if I say, if I make you co-host, then you'll be able to share your screen. Okay, I have to make you. Okay, I made you host now. Okay,
Yeah.
can you share your screen?
Yeah. So this is what I see.
Correct.
Yeah, even
Okay.
me, sir.
Yeah. So now when you go to run, okay,
Yeah.
or wait, don't go to run first. Go to file.
File. Okay.
Okay, click on settings.
Settings. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go to project, Python project. Okay. Python interpreter. Click on Python interpreter.
Yeah.
Okay. You have it. Yes, it's connected. You should not have any problem. Say okay. So okay, your setting is perfectly fine. Now, okay. So this is existing file. Okay. But you can create your own now. Go to Python, right click on Python project or go to file wherever, right? You can go to file. Yeah. Say click on new, right?
Okay.
And say new Python file. See at the bottom?
A Python file right here.
Yeah. Click on it. And then give it a name here.
Okay. I don't see it. Where does it show up?
Not showing up. Click again. Try again. File new. No, not there. Not there. You click on the file. Yeah, there. Right click there.
Okay. And then new, and then Python file.
Yes. Okay. Give it a name here. And try not to. You don't give spaces in file name. Okay. I mean, it can work, but that's not a good practice. Okay. Say one and correct. Correct. Now click on Python file. Yes. Okay. Yes. Now here you can type your program. Say print hello world.
Print hello world. Okay.
Okay. Print and now. Okay. Now there are two ways to do it. Okay. One, you go to run.
Over here.
Yes.
Okay.
And click on run. Not that one. Okay. Down. Not that one. Down. Yes. Click here.
Okay.
And
Right.
you see the test project 1, click on
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
Okay, at bottom you'll see the output. Okay,
Okay.
that's one
Yeah.
way. Second way is on the file name itself, just before hello you have the file name, right? Yes, right click
Yeah.
there, right click,
Yeah.
and click on run test project 1. Okay,
Run test project 1.
so this you have to do when you're running the file for the first time. From next time onwards, you can click on the green icon that you see just below, next to output. Yeah,
Right here?
yeah.
Okay.
From next time, so if you want to execute same file again and again and again, you can just click on this green button. If you change a file, let's take you to another file, you create a new file and you had a program there, then you have to do that run option or right click option first time.
Okay.
And second time onwards, you can directly click on this green button and it will work.
Okay. Yes, sir.
So because PyCharm need to know which file you want to run, right? You'll have multiple files open. So which of the file, which among those files which are open do you want to run? So you have to select it for the first time. Next time onwards, okay, by default, run the previous file. When you change it again, now you have to change it in the settings. Yeah. So you get the output down here. Yes.
Val1 equal to 5. When you are inputting like that, definitely there is space between val1 and the equal to sign, right?
No, not required. You can do it without space also.
Okay, so
but it is good. But it is good to put space so that it is easy to read.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I'm asking. That space is allowed.
Yeah, allowed.
Yeah.
You can see. Initially, you cannot give space here, right? I said yesterday.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, here you can give any number of space. Okay. Not at all a problem.
Fine.
Okay. In beginning, you cannot give even one single space. Okay. But later you can give any number of space without any problem. So when you see your program finish, when your program runs, right, you will see exit code 1. Exit code 1 means there is an error. Okay. When you see exit code 0, that's when your program has run successfully. If the code is 1 or -1, okay, 1 means there is error. -1 means it has run, but it has not run correctly. Okay. So when you see 1 or -1, anything other than 0, you should go back and check what's wrong. Okay. So here, since I entered name, it cannot convert into integer, right? That's the problem. So I'll say 5 or 6, and now exit code 0. That means your program has successfully run without any problem.
Okay.